Hey friends, hope you are well. We are in for another treat today on Lose Weight with Macros, the podcast with me, your host, Verona, and we're talking about Macros 2.0, the new way to lose weight. No, it is not a diet program. In fact, it's not even a diet at all. So this is exactly what we're talking about today. If you're somebody who has no idea what macros are, or you're well versed with macros and you now want to actually learn how to track your macros for yourself, then you are in the right place. Hello, Lose Weight with Macros, the Basics Podcast family. I'm your host, Verona, and if you're new here, welcome to the show. I'm a nutrition coach who believes in the power of real life tools to create healthy habits. I help busy women like you get rid of the stress and emotional eating that keeps you from creating resilient, lifelong habits that, quite frankly, you can trust. Instead of giving you another boring diet or workout plan or bland salad and tell you just to eat a whole heap of salad leaves while your family chow down on your favorite meals in the corner and you are regretfully eating that bowl of dry salad, I'm gonna help you learn how to use macros to lose fat, keep it off, and rebuild that confidence that diets often strip us of. That insecurity, that fear, that no longer feeling confident in our bodies that we know we need to get rid of. Friends, if this sounds like your cup of tea, grab your tea, your coffee, and your notepad and pen, because today's episode, friends, is gonna be a juicy one. Okay, friends, congratulations. You've decided to get fit and to lose weight for the last time. This is where you need to be. If you are trying to lose weight or you've tried to lose weight before with those same diets, you know the ones that I'm talking about. And I was there too. I went back to diets so many times. And you know the internet searches that I did. How do you lose belly fat fast? And what came up was a load of rubbish, was a load of nonsense, because what I was looking for was a quick fix. I wasn't interested in taking slow fat loss. I was fat for most of my life. I'm tired of seeing fat. I'm tired of not being able to see my toes like I'm pregnant and I'm not even pregnant at all. And I'm tired of my bingo wings, and I'm tired of always wearing a bed sheet everywhere I went. And you know what the worst thing was? People trying to force me to be in group photos. Oh, Verona, I can't see you. Well, that's the point, Bob. That is the whole point. Einstein, brilliant brain. I'm trying to hide because Slim Sally over here is making me feel incredibly fat. And excuse the term, but literally that's what I felt. I'm speaking my truth here. If you're new here, buckle up, because I just tell it as it is. I haven't got time to pretty it up. That's exactly how I felt. And there's many of you who feel the same way, fat, fed up and frustrated like I did. We can be friends, because that's exactly how I felt until I made a change. You know the change that I made? I actually stopped looking for these searches on the internet that came back with billions of results. It was hard-headed. I had to wait. I had to stop the hard way. I didn't just one day wake up and be like, you know what? That's it. I'm done with diets. I am done. It's not me. It's you. You are the problem. I break up with you. Let's be real. I didn't wake up and have that epiphany. I had to have counseling. This is a little side note, but I went through counseling to be like, what is it? Why do I have this unhealthy attachment, this personification to food, as if food is my partner, which I never had one at that time, but I'm like, why? What is it? When I dug in and dug into the roots, I was like, oh, that's why. Okay, with a few tears, with a few angry outbursts, I was like, okay. Then I was able to make a plan. Now, if you are in this place, congratulations. Not the place that I was, but congratulations where you're in that place where you've made that decision to stop doing those things that I did. Now, you and I are not the same. You and I may weigh the same, but we're not the same. I don't take that for granted. But what I had to do, and I realized the first step that I had to do was making a change. And I had to change some hard things. It was not easy. Whew. Now, the reason why I've called today's episode 2.0, you know, when you hear Verona 2.0 or Jane or Sarah or Ali 2.0, you hear that 2.0 often represents a new you. And so that's why today's episode is called Macros 2.0, the new way to lose weight. So I am your coach to help you get out of that old way of trying to lose weight, because you know you've got some results, which is good. But have you been able to sustain those results? If you haven't, well, that didn't work out so well. And that's cool. That's fine. It didn't really work out for me until I learned to dig to the root to it. I had to get on my shovel. I had to get on my garden gloves and my garden clothes and get to digging into those deep, dark pieces of my heart that I would let nobody into. Why? Because it was too painful. Now, this isn't a mindset episode, so I'm going to come out of this place, but I'm just going to preface this and say, if you are insert your name here 2.0, this is a new way to lose weight. And the new way to lose weight involves some things that are going to be uncomfortable for your flesh. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable. You are not going to want to do it, and it's going to go against everything you know. And that's the whole process of behavior change. Behavior change is hard, but I'm telling you, it works. If you are trying to build insert your name here 2.0, the new way to lose weight, then you've got to start changing those behaviors. But that change takes time. It's not going to happen in 24 hours. It's going to be on a lifestyle. You'll be on a lifestyle of change. You're always changing. You're always growing. You're always evolving. You're always advancing. It's a beautiful journey. Let's do this journey the way that Christ has intended us to live and do this journey. Oh, and how do we do that? The first step to getting the best results is to prepare and create a plan. If I'm not talking about goals, I'm talking about a plan. Now, when it comes to losing weight, planning is one of the most important things that you can do. If you don't plan, well, it's easy to find yourself surrounded by temptation and unable to stick with your goals permanently. Planning out your meals and your workouts ahead of time will keep you on track and make sure that you're getting all the nutrients that matter to your body. If you're trying to build booty gains, girl, you got to increase your protein and love you some carbs. You've got to be with the carbs. Do not cut out your carbs if you are trying to build muscle or lose fat. Now, it's also helpful to ensure that you aren't going hungry or missing out on important vitamins because of lack of preparation. Hence the meal planning and hence the tracking the macros specifically. Now, I'm going to give you some tips as to how you can create your effective meal plan. Now, if you haven't already entered to win your copy of my book, hosted and created by yours truly, how you can make fast, easy, healthy meal prep recipes and save time, enter over on facebook.com/VA Nutrition Coaching, or DM me if you're on Instagram. If you're on neither of those platforms, you can enter over on the email support@vanutritioncoaching.co.uk. Tell me what your biggest struggle is with meal prep and why you should win this book. Now, how you can create an effective meal plan 2 weeks at a time. Only write down the meals that will be eaten in those 2 weeks. Don't worry about snacks. Snacks will come at another time. We'll talk about that another time. Then you're repeating the process every 2 weeks until your goal weight is reached. Now, I don't necessarily focus on goal weight, but if you're somebody who does, that could be something that you could do. Now, the reason why you're doing it this way is this allows for variation without making too many changes at once, because if you're not used to this, it's going to be hard, and I don't want to make it even harder for you. So start off with this, and in 2 weeks, check back in with me and let me know how you're getting on. Keep things simple. When it comes to breakfast, eggs are easy to cook in advance, so they're likely not to take up any extra time during your busy mornings that you have to do. And if you can't eat eggs, there are also other alternatives that you can find in this book. Now, once you have your plan in place, it's time to put it into motion. Now, in the last few episodes, I have been banging on about the word ready. Now, if you know me, you know that I love words. I love English. When I was at school, I loved English. English was my favorite subject in GCSEs. My not so favorite subjects were DT, design technology. And I actually used to sit, I actually used to sit, I was a little bit naughty, at school. Not proud of it, but I was. I used to sit, not by choice, at the front of the class, and my teacher would prevent anyone from speaking to me. Now, I didn't like being singled out like that. And sometimes when I thought my behavior was changing, my teacher still ostracized me. So I'm actually going to make you realize why you've put me at the front. I'm going to give you a reason to put me at the front of the class. And in fact, I'm going to give you a reason to send me out of the class, because that's what I was like. If you did something to me, and I'm not proud of it, but if you did something to me that you made me a spectacle, you humiliated me in front of my class friends, shouted at anybody that came to speak to me, and then shouted at me, I would actually start to annoy the teacher even more. And in the end, he kicked me out. I was like, okay, bye. I didn't want to be in your class anyway. And so, for me, I actually don't even know why I told you that story. It slightly digressed, but the point is, if you're trying to do something that you don't want to do, you're not going to do it. If you don't actually want to do the thing, you don't want to do it. And that's an extreme example of it. But there's no one that can force you to do something unless you are ready to do it. Now, the most important thing, which I'm always talking about on the podcast, is setting goals. Before you start and you know what you're working towards, you've got to have goals. You might have financial goals, you might have spiritual goals. At the beginning of the new year, everybody sets them. There's a task that I tend to do personally. I tend to set myself some goals, and then I write it down in the letter and I put it somewhere that I can't find it, but I will be able to find it again in June when I'm ready to open it. And then I see how far I've come for those particular goals. Now, if you're somebody who wants to lose 10 pounds, and you set yourself a goal to lose that 10 pounds in 8 weeks or 4 weeks or 4 to 8 weeks, that may be too ambitious for you. An appropriate goal would be around 3 to 4 months, with the long-term goal of losing 15 to 20 pounds over 6 months or so. And you might be like, huh? 20 pounds? That's not a lot. You lose 20 pounds of fat, you do your consistent habits, and you notice how you feel, you notice how you look, then tell me, oh, that's not a lot. When you begin to see the changes that you make, specifically when it comes to fat, like my group coaching programs focus on the fat loss, definitely do take these things into consideration. And so once you really begin to see that, your perspective and your mindset then changes from, oh, that's not a lot. You'll see the difference. You'll see the difference. But anyway, we're talking about macros 2.0, the new way to lose weight. You're remembering to stay hydrated throughout your day. Gotta drink your water. Water is critical to your fat loss, but it's also important to be well hydrated throughout your day. Now, I'm not going to give you a specific number because there's research that says 8 ounces or 8 glasses of water per day, and some that say 3 gallons and some that say 1 gallon. Frankly, why do you need to be drinking 1 gallon of water? Over drinking too much water can actually be dangerous for you, as can not drinking enough water. Now, your body can tell when you are dehydrated. You are parched, your mouth is dry, your lips are dry, and your urine is also very, very darkly colored. Now, these are obvious signs that you may be dehydrated. They also may be signs of other things and other conditions, but as I'm not your GP or your medical care provider, I cannot diagnose that information to you or for you, which is why if you do have these things, it's important to check with your doctor that it is dehydration and not something else. And likewise, but specifically electrolytes are lost when we sweat. Now, sweating isn't a sign of a good workout, by the way, so don't think that it is, and that will help replace lost fluids and minerals, specifically sodium and potassium and also magnesium. Now, I'm not going to diagnose you. I can't diagnose you. I'm not a doctor, but these things are fantastic in your diet. These things can come from foods. They don't have to be supplements. They can also come from foods. Potassium, bananas are a great source of potassium. Now, if you're somebody who does fail to stay hydrated, yes, coffee does have water in it, but it doesn't hydrate your body the same way as an electrolyte drink or regular old water. Now, if you're somebody who does not like the taste of water, then you might have to do something creative to jazz up your water. Now, when our bodies fail to stay hydrated throughout the day, our body will try to compensate by retaining fluid, which can cause bloating and also may slow down metabolism in order to conserve energy, which, if you're trying to lose weight, is counterproductive. But these are all these kind of things that you take into consideration on your macros journey. Now, exercise. Do you need to exercise to lose weight? Absolutely not. Exercise counts for 20%. Yes, just 20% of your burn. You know what burns the most? When you're at rest. And that isn't calories to lose weight. It's just the amount of energy your body needs to maintain you at the weight that you are at now. Now, I go into my geeky world, my sciencey world, my sciencey brain. I put on my lab coat, not literally, figuratively. And I go into explaining calorie deficits. I go into explaining everything related to nutrition, macros, metabolism, and how it affects you and how you can improve it specifically to you, as opposed to a generalized goal. Now, general information is fantastic, but you want it to work for you. You want this macros to be customized and created specifically for you and your body, so you can start to monitor the results that you're getting for your body. It's great if you're cheering on Sally, Sarah, Ali, Amanda for her results, but you over there, you're not getting any single results. That's when we're focusing and creating a nutrition and exercise plan that fits you and fits your body. Because when it comes to exercise, it is an important component of building healthy nutrition and staying healthy. It can help you burn calories. It definitely can help you build muscle and some sleep better, and to be more confident once you start to see the results. You don't need to be an athlete or train 2 hours per day for training, but creating an exercise plan and stick with it, whether that's lifting, whether that's doing cardio, but get some movement in, because our bodies are not designed to stay stationary for the rest of our lives. And also, if you have a goal weight and you don't reach it, that doesn't matter. The point is that you are now on this journey to building a healthier, sustainable relationship with food, and also yourself, and also the way that you speak to yourself, about yourself, and also the way that you see yourself. But you are including exercise, and you are making sure that you are eating whole foods as much as possible. Yes, you can still involve your favorite foods that you like. All those things are fantastic. However, the baseline of your nutrition will come from nutritious foods that we love and that our bodies love. We might not love it all day, every day, but our bodies love it. And you will begin to see the benefits when you have a healthy foundation of mindset first and your nutrition. And that, my friends, is a short synopsis into Macros 2.0. I have done episodes talking about what macros are, who they're for, what, and I've done all those kind of episodes. But if you're somebody who's listening to this and the off chance you're like, Verona, all this time I'm hearing you say macros, but I have no clue what you're talking about, I got you. Hold on. I'm going to give you the library of episodes that you can go to listen to every episode talking about macros and to see how this can help you. And if this is something that you want to use to help you lose weight. If you listen to episode 155, 5 things every woman should know about counting macros. Episode 148, macros made simple for busy homeschool mums. Episode 147, 3 ways to lose weight with macros. 142, top 5 tips for counting macros when your busy life does not allow. Episode 141 are the 10 reasons why macros should be your new best friend and the type of people that should be tracking macros. Episode 137 is a synopsis of coaching with me, as well as the 5 minutes to macros guide. vanutritioncoaching.co.uk/macros guide. There you will learn a crash course in macros, teaching you and helping you to know if macros is actually right for you, because macros isn't right for everybody. As much as we would like something to work for us because everything else has failed, it isn't right for everybody. And we talk about this in those particular episodes and go into it a lot more. But if you're somebody who wants to know about macros to see if this is for you, then the macros guide will help you determine that, and then you can make your course of action there. If you want me to calculate your custom macros for you, go ahead and then purchase them over on the website vanutritioncoaching.co.uk/custom macros. If you want custom macros, you can go ahead and get your custom macros straight away over at that website. You fill out the application. That application form tells me exactly what it is that you're struggling with and exactly what it is that you're trying to do when it comes to losing weight. And then I put your macros plan in place and into action. And if you are somebody who wants to lose weight and keep it off, macros can be a way for you to do that. And my friends, that is it, folks. We hope this episode has given you a better understanding of macros and how they can help you lose weight if you choose to use them in your journey. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them facebook.com/VA Nutrition Coach, and you can leave the comments there or comment on this blog post. And that is it, friends. I can't wait to catch you on the next episode. Friends, we've come through to the end of today's episode. I hope you learned something valuable from today's episode and can put it right into practice now that the episode has ended. If you found value in this episode, do share it with somebody else who can also benefit from today's episode. My friends, don't forget to download your freebies over on the website vanutritioncoaching.co.uk and also be in with a chance of coming live on air with me to get yourself some free Coach Fridays by leaving your question over on the brand new podcast page. vanutritioncoaching.co.uk/podcast is where you can leave me a question and I'll answer it over here on one of the episodes. And that's all we got time for, friends. I can't wait to catch you in the next episode.